Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, and welcome to Recovery Tuesdays. I'm sorry I'm tardy. I think I set this for 7 p.m. But yeah, here we are. I'm opening this up for a Q&A so you can ask questions about anything related to recovery. And of course, I welcome everyone to share testimonies or advice, anything that can benefit everyone who is watching, whether it's live or on the replay. This is also a support stream. My hope is that I'm going to be coming on here every day this week to invite you to show some support to the channel, to my work. So if you feel led by the Spirit to donate, I think I have everything in the description box, as well as prayer and support. I welcome you to send Holy Spirit prayed or Holy Spirit filled prayers to me and my family and my work. However you feel led to donate and support, I welcome that. And I thank you all so much for being a part of the She's Restored family. And I'm excited for us and all that's coming and all we've been through together, because it has been an amazing journey of growth on this channel. Especially lately, I've seen a lot of new subscribers. By the way, thank you. Hello, welcome. Happy you're part of the She's Restored family, and I welcome you to just partake of everything the Lord imparts to me, because that's why I'm here, to share whatever He is putting in my spirit and my heart for y'all. So I'm gonna just kind of leave this open for maybe the next 15 or 20 minutes, see who hops on here. And of course, if you're watching this on the replay, you're welcome to share anything via comments, or you can email me, shesrestored@gmail.com. But recovery is an amazing journey that we all pretty much are on in some form or fashion. We are all in recovery. We are all healing from something, and we are all graduating to the next level of something that we have gone through. So I actually used to teach what I called soul strengthening sessions. This was I still do actually, but I'm kind of retitling it Recovery Tuesdays. But basically, this is a space for us to just share with one another and each other's burdens, what we're going through. And this is why I wanted to open this up for us, is to have that. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you. Hi. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. How are y'all doing? And feel free to ask any questions. This is literally a Q&A. I don't have a teaching tonight. This is pretty much for y'all to share whatever you want. And of course, I can try and answer any questions to the best of my knowledge that I've been through a lot. A lot of you don't know this because you're new to my channel, but I have pretty amazing testimony of some things that I've gone through and that I'm on the other side of by the grace of God. So maybe we can get into this a little bit. Praise God, Emma Cat. I'm so happy for you, for your sobriety. That's amazing. Keep rocking that. It's a journey, but being sober is beautiful. And I am also, I actually, now that we're talking about this, I celebrated, let's see, February 22nd was my 20-year sobriety date of everything, So that was a pretty amazing milestone for me. And I will say, if you're in a space where you are battling addiction of any kind, it is a journey, and every day is a step in the right direction. Even when you relapse, even when you get setbacks, if your heart and your mind and your spirit, your soul, and your body are ready for that healing, it is going to come. So take heart if you are in a space where you're still struggling to get where you feel you want to get. So that's so awesome. Yes, praise the Lord. Hi, Lori. Hi, Joel. I see you too. Suni, Rushi. Welcome everybody in the chat and everybody watching. Let's see. I don't know, Joel. That's very interesting. You're scared of the dark, huh? Well, that's a good thing to be scared of, actually. There's a lot lurking in the dark. I'm doing well. Good to see you, Nico, Weston. Hi, everybody. Please feel free to ask any questions or share anything. We're all here to support one another. Yeah, but remember, you're a light in the dark. So really, you're the remedy to the dark. So you shouldn't be too terribly afraid. Aw, thank you, Weston. I appreciate the compliments. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So, how are y'all doing in your recovery? Where are you today? And this is all across the board because, like I say, we're all healing from something or we're all going through something. Hi, Elijah. Welcome. Good to see you. How long ago did you switch to being? Is that just a general question, Lego? My day is ending. It's evening over here. But I'm not quite done. I actually I have to work overnight, so. But it's been good so far. It has been a good day. I totally understand that, Emma, for sure. Yeah, this is an important thing to remember, and I do want to remind you that you are not alone, even though you can feel that isolation. But this is part of the recovery process because you must remove yourself from the environment that made you sick. So, yes, and this was the same for me. I mean, you know, a lot of my friends were in the clubs, and when I chose sobriety, I had to leave that environment that was sort of pulling me back. But I will say this, that the friends that were true friends will stick around and will understand your sobriety. They'll understand you've chosen a different path and they will support you. And you'll make new friends in your new environment of sobriety. So be encouraged that you got this. And 4 years is awesome. It's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, absolutely. Some, you know, but this is where you're kind of on this journey with just you and the Lord, really, at that point. And the more spiritually anchored you are, the easier it is to kind of embrace the isolation, as you put it, and just being set apart and realizing that, you know what, I have a different path now, and my new path is going to bring new connections that are going to be either maybe they're going to inspire your sobriety because you'll also find other people that are in the journey of sobriety, or in your sobriety and your strength, you'll find friends that are still struggling and you'll be able to pour into them. But either way, you know, you stick to the path that God has for you in sobriety and you will be gold. Good to see you. Yeah, so that's a good point, actually. It is true. That's a good statement. Your friends can pull you down. Switch it up says your friends can pull you down. This is true, actually. Especially if we are in a space where, because some of us, I mean, everybody's different. Some of us actually need to be around people. Okay, some of us are extroverts, and so it's harder for us to find that space to like be alone, to take care of self. And for others of us, it's actually very natural to be alone, and we have to work at being sociable. But if you are one of those that I need to be around people so that I can feel safe or whatever it is important to know who your circle is, your inner circle especially. And how do you know? You know because of how they support you, even when you're going through stuff. They got your back. They're there for you. They encourage you. You know, they might give you a little bit of what's the word? They might say a few things that are you don't want to hear them, but they say it with love. They don't say it with like condemnation. That's the key right there. Oh, thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, it is a new path. Yes, absolutely. And the transition is hard. I have a lot of teachings on transition because quite frankly, my life's journey the last 5 or 6 years has been major life overhaul actually. And transition is hard, but again, when you keep that perspective of where I'm going, what's my hope, what's my goal, what's my vision, God will guide you in spite of the obstacles and the setbacks, like I say. And yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. Awesome, awesome. And by the way, I see a lot of new faces tonight. That's so great. My name is Ruby, and I am a certified therapeutic art life coach. So I basically help you kind of put the puzzle pieces together for yourself using the modalities of art and music and movement. So if that's something you're interested in, I do one-to-one virtual sessions, and I'm only doing those for $25 an hour or a session for the next 2 months because I've had this for 2025. And I've been praying about this. I'm like, oh, I want to keep it super affordable, but I think I'm actually going to go back to my regular rate of right now it's 55. So yeah, if y'all are interested, tell your friends. If you're interested, absolutely message me, and we can talk, and I can help you kind of cultivate your vision if you don't have one, or just kind of help you wherever you're at. I'd be happy to walk alongside you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad they bless y'all. That means a lot to me because that is why I'm here. That's why I do the live streams, is to connect with y'all and to hopefully, just impart whatever the Lord puts in my spirit. So really all glory to him. But that's good. It's good to know. And you guys inspire me too. I get a lot of, because I feel like I'm doing what I'm called to do. So that makes me very happy. Benny and the Jets is asking a question. If you could do it all over again, what would you avoid to be happier? Wow. If I could do it all over again. That's an interesting one because there's the biggest part of me that says I wouldn't want to change it because I know I'm where I'm supposed to be now, and that is, to me, that is success, is knowing why you're here, what you're called to do, knowing your purpose, calling, and assignment, and living in the fullness of the Lord's goodness and joy and peace and love. So everything I've gone through, which is a lot, actually, I've been through quite a lot. There's a part of me that wouldn't change it because then I wouldn't be where I'm at. But if I had to say, what would I avoid? I would have avoided, quite frankly, ever messing with drugs or alcohol. I really would have. I would have not ever done that to myself because I have a autoimmune disease, and for those of you that struggle with that, you take your health very seriously, and you take your your body's pain very seriously. So, in retrospect, when I think about the fact that I actually did something on purpose to make myself feel sick, it kind of grieves my spirit. So, that would probably be it, to be honest with you. How about you? What would y'all do or change if you had to do it all over again, or if you could do it all over again? By the way, where is everyone at? Where in the globe are you? I'm curious. I'm always curious to know where everyone's tuning in from. So if you're just tuning in, this is Recovery Tuesdays. Feel free to ask or share anything, and I will read everyone's comments, questions. How old are you? Lori asked, I didn't even know that was a question. Sorry, Lori, I just saw this. If you're still here, how old am I? I actually just had a birthday. Halloween was my birthday, and I am now 48 years old, which is crazy to think about because it's strange, because I feel like that's not really old, actually. But by today's standards, it sounds very old. But really, I say I'm 25 because 2 and 5 make 7, and 7 is my favorite number. But yeah, that was my 48th birthday that I just celebrated. How about everybody else? And when is your birthday? Since we're talking about that. Hi. Hope for Dogs Rescue. Hi. How are you doing tonight? Or today? Because again, you guys are probably in different time zones, some of you. Let me see what else. So one of the things that I'll talk about as far as recovery, and this is something that a lot of us struggle with. It's probably something all of us struggle with, to be honest, in some measure, is anxiety. And I do actually have an anxiety class. I teach this on Wednesdays, and I can actually do one-to-one sessions for anxiety if this is something that you wrestle with. But anxiety, where I'm at right now in my recovery with anxiety, it's interesting because I'm in the space in my recovery with what I've been through, where my body is processing my trauma and releasing my trauma. Okay, and this is very important to know this about yourself because we're all in different stages and places with what you've been through. Okay, so one of my assignments in my recovery is learning to just, well, there's two spaces. One is honoring when I feel like I'm going into hypervigilance, which is not very hard for me to do in the space that I'm at right now because of where I'm at in processing the anxiety that's been stored in my body. And by the way, this happens to us, especially if you're somebody who's been living with anxiety for a long time, or you are living in an environment that puts you in fight or flight and keeps you there. Your body is literally recording and absorbing the anxiety. So, and this is why this manifests in sickness, disease, pain, all kinds of craziness. So it is important to remember where you are specifically and to honor that. Another thing I would say is be patient with your process, even if nobody else is, because sadly sometimes people will get tired of our struggles sometimes, but what's important is you don't give up on self. You don't give up on your recovery and what you need to do to get well and to be well. So yeah, anxiety it's a crazy one, but we can manage it. We can learn to we can learn to recover and heal and truly heal from your anxiety in whatever stage you're at. And of course, it is a process spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's see. Most people have said avoiding losing their time on people, relationships, or situations that didn't add value to them. Side note for 48 look amazing. Thank you. Um, yeah, I can see why. I can see why people would say losing time on people, relationships, or situations. Yeah, of course. I mean, if you think about it, especially if you're somebody who pours so much into others, but even that, I mean, I think I can understand the perspective, but I also think that you bless you can either bless or curse the people around you. And when you choose that peace, even if people did you wrong, they betrayed you, they cheated on you, whatever it is, and you release them to the Lord, then you're set free from whatever you've been through. At least spiritually and then mentally, that's where the process starts. But yeah, I can totally understand that. Amen. Don't give up on God. Thank y'all. That's very kind. Yeah, I do get the I get those genes from my mama. I think that's just a well, my mom's maiden name is Noriega, so we that's just how we are, I suppose. Anybody have anything else they want to share? Any questions? Any questions or any testimonies about anything? Um, by the way, my anxiety class, that is tomorrow, and it's every Wednesday. But because I'm doing these live streams all week, I'm going to be here tomorrow night as well. I'm going to do a teaching on anxiety. So if you're interested, join me tomorrow night. Probably going to teach you sort of the fundamentals and essentials, especially if you're kind of learning about this for the first time. But we can go really, really deep with this anxiety recovery. And again, I welcome y'all if you're interested in that. So awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to give us a couple more minutes, maybe about 7 or 8 more minutes. But I welcome all of you to the channel. If you're new, I welcome you to the She's Restored family. And I welcome you to my one-to-one sessions, classes. I do plan to do a workshop before December. This is something that I haven't been regularly doing lately because, again, I've been in transition, but I am going to at least get one in before the end of this year. It's called Reflect, Release, Restore, and I teach you pretty much my signature process to the inner healing journey. And I am going to charge that one $17 for the workshop. But if you're interested, you can email me at shesrestored@gmail.com. And it's a really good one. So I invite you guys to check that one out. Are you familiar with the wounded child and critical parent psychology? Oh, very, very much so. Yes, I am. What would you like to share on that? I mean, I guess what I'll share just off the top of my head, I mean, we all carry a mother wound and a father wound. I truly believe this because, again, our parents are imperfect, just like we're imperfect. We're all broken and in recovery, hopefully toward restoration. This is why I call this She's Restored, is hopefully we get to the space where we can at least acknowledge and embrace those are my first two signature steps to the process of releasing pain, are brokenness. Because I can't put, I cannot heal from something that I don't possess. And this is, I teach this a lot, but this is where, when I'm in a stage, and this is where you need to know, what stage are you in when it comes to recovery? Am I still running away from my issues, from my pain? Am I escaping? Or am I starting to deal with my stuff? Because once you start to accept, or really acknowledge, I must acknowledge I'm going through stuff. I'm going through something, it hurts, and this is my step one. Because if I can't name it, I can't own it. Okay? And then to accept and embrace is to say, okay, this is mine. This is my hurt. This is my pain. And I don't want to be run by it anymore. I don't want it to control my life. I don't want to be enslaved to this. But yeah, I can go on about this. But yeah, so mother and father wound is very much just the fall, really, the fall of humanity. And we acknowledge this not to blame our parents per se, but really to just acknowledge, this is what I inherited from my dad. This is what I inherited from my mom. And the hope, obviously, is that they get to a point where they understand that for themselves, so they heal and they pass that healing down generation to generation. But yes, let me see. I see more questions. Hi, hello again. Yes, what's your question? I think how we heal is to learn the skill of calling out our psychology and our triggers. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Yeah, because the more in tune you are with, by the way, you guys, I'm like this because I don't have my glasses on. So if you're wondering, why is she so close? Because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see very small. Yeah, the more in tune you are with the part of you that was broken, the more in tune you are with handling your triggers. And this is why I say, when I'm explaining to you about my anxiety, and I know my triggers, I know the things that are going to sort of turn that switch again, and that anxiety is going to manifest in every area, because it does. It's a domino effect. So the more in tune you are with that, the more you have the power, and really this is what's happening, is you're reclaiming the power that the enemy stole from you, whether it was through childhood trauma or adult trauma, or generational trauma. But the more in tune you are with this, the more power you reclaim to recover and to be well. So that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What is your favorite top 10 show and movie? What do you mean by top 10 show? Top 10 TV show? I don't know. Movies, well, I'm a movie fanatic, so I have a lot of favorite movies. Because I love film. I actually love film. I will say one of my favorite movies is, I'll do different genres, okay? So I'll give you three. So one of my favorite classic movies is Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire, because they're two of my favorite actors, like classic Hollywood actors. One of my favorite horror movies, sorry y'all, my battery's low. One of my favorite horror movies is The Lost Boys, 1980s The Lost Boys. And what other genre? One of my favorite independent films is a film called La Haine, which is it's a French film actually from the mid-90s. And I just the story is a very powerful story. but also the cinematography, and it's all shot in black and white. But yeah, so that's movies. As far as TV shows, I don't know. I think my husband and I, we kind of we're kind of like camping out in the mystery thriller kind of TV shows, TV series, and shows as of late. Um, how about y'all? So I have, let me see. My father did a verbally abusive attack on me because he's living a broken life. He always has, and I got upset. That's perfectly aware it was only my inner child that was emotionally. That's powerful. So X760, excuse me, thank you for sharing that. By the way, that's very very vulnerable, and I carry that um, I carry that very near to my heart, and I send healing and blessing over you because I understand that. I understand that pain very, very well, actually. Um, because again, your father is really our fathers bestow identity. So to have a strained relationship with our father is very painful, and especially to hear words that condemn, that put us down, that diminish us, um, or they're sent to diminish us, is a very painful space to be. But I'm also, it's wonderful that you actually can, you're in a space now where you can recognize that he is speaking from his own pain and his own brokenness, and his own unhealed self, because that is where the turning point happens for us. Is when I can recognize this is why my mom speaks to me this way. This is why my dad speaks to me this way, and I have to accept that that's how it is, and at the same time, not internalize it because I see now that they're speaking from their own pain. Um, so that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Uh, yeah. Why are you speaking? Oh, I got confused for a second too. I'm like, did I did I answer your question? I wasn't sure what was going on. That was kind of funny. But hi, Moonfleck, welcome. Um, yeah. But yes, I'm here too if you want to share anything. That was funny. But you know what? I think you just inspired with your vulnerability and sharing that to maybe for him to share that too. Say, okay, now I feel like I can share a little bit too. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, again, y'all, if y'all are interested in the one-to-one inner healing sessions with me, she's restored at gmail.com. And we can set up a time that works for you. I do them virtually. I usually do them through Google Meet. So you would send me an email, tell me a time that's good for you, and I will send you links. And then we can set this up for however you feel comfortable doing it, once a week, twice a week. Um, and of course, we can use any of the modalities, art, music, movement, or we can just talk. Because talk therapy is good. Talk therapy is good, it's healthy. But also, the arts is where we really get deep into self and reach those places that just talking doesn't quite get to. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I welcome you to the channel. I'm so glad you. That's funny, y'all. This has happened to me so much lately. It's so funny, because I am tired. I am tired, but we got this. We're still rocking it. I will be here tomorrow, hopefully at 7. I am doing another overnight tomorrow, but hopefully at 7. I'm scheduling it for 7. We're going to talk about anxiety. And then Thursday, just so y'all know, Thursday I will be teaching on actually artist stream live sessions. So this is for my artist and musician collective called Soñado Libre Sound. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not really on there much because I just haven't had enough time to like pour into that channel. But I'm also on Instagram. She's Restored, obviously, and then Soñado Libre Sound. But I will be teaching artist stream live sessions. I'm debating what I'm going to be teaching. If I'm going to go into this new series that I'm going to be teaching, or if I'm just going to kind of bring an old one back just for the sake of doing our live stream. And then Friday is my last day's live stream. So if you're interested in the end times, that's going to be our stream on Friday. So just FYI, I hope you guys have a great night. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so glad I met so many of you, and I wish you so many blessings, so much love. And if y'all need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, have a good one, and we'll talk soon. Love y'all. Bye.